What are visual effects? Is it this? This? Or this? What is visual effects? You might have seen realistic effects and heard people say, "Wow, the effects are amazing." Or some might say that, "What is that effect? It looks like crap." But what exactly is visual effects?
Visual effects is any form of manipulation of existing footage done in post-production. Ang trabaho ng visual effects is to tell the story, or at least to help tell the story or to augment the story. In the sense na visual effects is meant to place things that weren't there in the first place, and they're meant to augment. Basically to help in storytelling.
It's taking something that's not necessarily real and putting it on the screen and making it look real. And one of the more popular ways of doing this is through the use of CGI or computer-generated imagery.
But what exactly is visual effects? Visual effects, or VFX, is the term used to describe any imagery created, altered, or enhanced for a film or other moving media that cannot be accomplished during live-action shooting. But when did visual effects begin? In an 1895 Edison film, Alfred Clark recreated the beheading of Mary, Queen of Scots. Clark's effect may seem minor, but this led to the birth of special effects and stop-motion videos and animation. Until then, visual effects grew in scope and complexity through the decades. Films in the Philippines are on the rise in terms of sales, which means more viewers are wanting to watch local films. However, visual effects in the local film industry are often noticed not because of its quality, but because of its poor output. Viewers that watch films have little or no knowledge about visual effects. Viewers do not realize the struggle of the people during the production of the film. There are 3 steps in doing a film: pre-production, production, and post-production. In pre-production, the producers will finalize their overall plan and estimate the budget needed for the film. Production is where the shooting of the film begins. And lastly, post-production is where editing happens. Why is there a perception among local moviegoers that our VFX is poor?
I'm not gonna defend it. Bad VFX is bad VFX. Okay? I can't say na porque ano tayo, yun nga, limited ang resources natin, I cannot justify na maganda na yung gawa natin for what we done.
Is it because the Philippines doesn't have the talent base to create good visual effects? Does the Philippines have the talent base to create good visual effects?
Madami sa ating Filipinos either nag-work for Hollywood or nag-work sa ibang prod house na associated sa mga Hollywood films. Since sobrang gagaling nila, hindi lang sila nare-recognize. Or if parang hindi sila binibigyan importance ng mga tao dito. Pero for me, sobrang gagaling nila. Sa local scene naman, you should check out our commercials. May mga commercials tayo na ang gaganda na, 3D pala yun, VFX pala yun, na sobrang ganda tignan. Pero since it's a commercial, nobody notices it. Parang wala naman tumitingin ng matagal dun. Pero ayun nga, talent-wise, we have it.
Without a doubt, yes. Okay, to name a few, Ryan Ruby. Okay, Ryan Ruby is the lead animator for Spider-Man. Okay, he comes from the same school that I did. Eric Di Maala, who is lead environment artist for Beauty and the Beast and Avengers Infinity War. Okay, the point is there. Do we have good talent? Yes, we do have good talent right here.
So why does the Philippines still have poor visual effects in movies despite going through the 3 main processes of creating a film and knowing that we have a great talent base to create good visual effects? While most producers would want to pay for great VFX in their films, the truth is that local films are usually not well budgeted. Artists are then forced to compromise and finish their work within a short deadline.
Sa budget, syempre, hindi lang sa VFX ito. Hindi lang sa post-production industry. So, sa lahat ng aspects, if you want good results, you pay good money. So, ganun din in terms of sa post-production. Gusto mo ng quality film, kailangan mag-shed out ng a handful of budget.
Budget affects everything. Some of the unlike yung mga VFX sa abroad, we have really limited budget here. And so, sa abroad kasi when they have specific needs, okay, they are able to develop the right tools for it. Okay, and part of it, nag-hire sila ng mga programmers, even mathematicians to do yung the kind of stuff that's needed for the project. Doon yung research and development, which we don't have here.
Ang problema in a lot of these films, nagtatry silang gumawa ng Hollywood level but with not a lot of money and with not a lot of time. So it results in mediocre work, not because the artists are not talented, but because there's just no time. Discarte yun, it's about knowing what budget you have and how you can work your way around it and what you can do. Kung hindi kaya ng budget mo, huwag mong pilitin. Kasi otherwise, your staff will be undercompensated. You'll have a disgruntled set of artists who will also give mediocre work. If you have the money, kahit may clean time period, your time frame, you can hire as many people as you want to fast track any kind of visual effects work. Pero kung konti yung pera mo, maraming compromise. Magbato ka ng maraming pera on a project, sure, you can have more people, more rendering time, more a better workflow, of course. Pero take note, you also need time. You don't just need a budget, you need time.
Time also affects the production of the film. The production time will take longer because producers don't have enough budget. Because of this, many artists will just create cheap effects because the time allotted for editing is shorter.
You need a long term, you need time, a long period of time para maka-create ka ng magandang visual effects. If you have a short period of time pero gusto mo ng magandang visual effects, you need to get a lot of manpower, a lot of visual effects artists. Kaya sobrang important ang planning dun when you're doing visual effects.
The more time you need to do your work, the more money you need to pay those artists working within that time period. You need money for rendering time because rendering your CG shots, especially done in Maya or Blender or 3ds Max or whatever. It takes rendering time. A totally CG shot can take a week or 2 weeks, depending on the infrastructure of the studio. It's also tied into equipment. You need the right equipment for an efficient workflow. Kasi kung yung equipment mo hindi naman up to standard or beyond standard, hindi maging efficient yung workflow and it will take long. And the longer it takes, the more money the filmmakers will have to spend.
Given that it takes big budget and longer time allotted to create a good quality of visual effects in a film, do we have what it takes to create good quality visual effects in a film, provided with a sufficient time and budget? Even though people tend to recognize bad visual effects in movies, there are movies produced here in the Philippines with good quality of visual effects. Tik Tik, Aswang Chronicles, a film by Eric Mati. It is the first full-length Filipino film entirely shot on green screen chroma key. The film was awarded with Best Visual Effects in the 10th Golden Screen Awards. The film was followed up with a sequel in Kubot, The Aswang Chronicles 2, where the film was awarded with Best Visual Effects in the 2014 Metro Manila Film Fest. Ang Panday, which is directed, produced, and starred by Rodel Nacianceno, or known as Coco Martin, was the second most sold film in the box office during the official run of the 2017 Metro Manila Film Festival, grossing 234 million pesos and eventually won the Best Visual Effects Award in the 2017 Metro Manila Film Fest. Saving Sally is a 2016 English-language Philippine romantic comedy live-action animated film directed by Avid Leon Gorin. Production on Saving Sally started in 2005 and came to a halt for lack of financing. French producers then took interest in funding the film and production resumed in 2010. The film is an official entry of the 2016 Metro Manila Film Festival. Critical reception was mostly positive, with particular praise for its creativity, visual effects, and film score, while some criticized the plot for being too formulaic. According to Sir Avid, it is possible to create good quality of visual effects in movies if given enough budget and time for production. What was the process of creating visual effects of Saving Sally? All scenes were storyboarded and designed first in black and white. Then they made rough colored artwork approximating the final look they have in mind. Using these initial artworks, they shot their live action footage on a blue screen. Then they made refined paintings for the backgrounds. While painting, they made the animated characters. Then they did several compositing passes to make the blue screen footage mesh with the painted material and the animated characters. It's like baking a cake. Art, footage, and animation are ingredients, and compositing is like baking where things come together. Can visual effects in the Philippines improve in the future?
Are we ready to look at VFX in a different way? Okay. Na instead of us looking at VFX industry as something we can get something out of, I think we should start looking at VFX as an industry that we can contribute to. We're not really helping by it's not really helpful na you keep on expecting so much of the VFX industry when, just like I pointed out, there's a very big, and our industry pales in comparison to what they have abroad.
Visual effects is always improving, whether locally or abroad. Visual effects is always improving because there's always something to be developed. There's always a new way of seeing things. For visual effects in the Philippines to improve, we need good stories, syempre. We always need better artists. We need schools to teach artists to be into visual effects because visual effects is not easy.
Malaki yung pwedeng i-improve ng VFX in the Philippines. Lalo na ngayon, we have people na gusto maging VFX artists, we have kids yun yan na gusto maging, na lumalaki tayo ngayon under the Marvel age na nakakita tayo ng stunning visual effects yun. So dumadami yung mga tao na gusto mag-visual effects.
It's not enough that local moviegoers manage their expectations with local visual effects. As moviegoers, the best way to help the local industry is to support films that make use of good visual effects to entice producers to invest more.